there's like three parts to going on a trip for me that really resonate. And one is the energy before you go on the trip, the excitement and the anticipation of going to a place maybe you've never been to, and a week or two before where you're planning and prepping and buying your plane tickets and getting your boards together and getting all your equipment tight. And it really gets kind of surreal and it really gets kind of dreamy, seeing those engines on the plane start to move and flying away to these distant lands, hearing all the stories about the place, but knowing that you're going to get to experience it with your own soul and your own body and your own time. You can't turn on the TV and look for that stuff. You know, you really have to go out there and experience it and travel and do it.
Sitting on a hill, looking out across the land. So many things I don't quite understand. A hot air balloon comes floating on by, giving me hope that one day I will fly. Giving me hope that one day I will fly. There's many ways. There's many ways.
That was a sick little set right there.
There's many ways. 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 Live forever. Just keep your eyes to the sky. Just keep your eyes.
the second part of the trip is when you're actually there on the trip, experiencing it in the moment, being present, where your kind of normal daily activities that you would do in your own land don't really line up the same way, and you have to kind of adjust to what's in the present moment. And when you're in that space, that's when it's almost effortless, and you're in complete abundance of energy, knowledge, space, time. Everything gets really crisp and clear. To me, that's the most amazing feeling in the world. Ever since I first stood up on a wave, I was hooked. Getting that slide, you know, when you move across the face of the wave and seeing the perspectives you get to see from being up there. There's no other feeling like it. And then slowly, as years went by, you know, I really got into it and fell in love with the traveling involved with surfing and using the ocean and waves as a destination, and all the amazing things that come with it. It was almost like the surfing was kind of just the icing on the cake, and all the traveling, all the people you meet, and all the cool places you get to see was kind of what it ended up being about.
So yeah, in the course of traveling, the last, I think, 7 years or so, not spending too much time at home, of course I've changed a lot and learned more about myself, learned kind of my motivations, why do I want to go and do things, which is great, you know, that's something you might not think about too much with all the distractions back home. It's been a few years now, but when I was back there, like, just slaving away in a restaurant 7 nights a week, slowly drift away from like what I actually enjoy doing and just think more and more about making money and getting ahead, and it's all like just kind of weighs on you, but it's like no, I just got to keep working. Maybe I could get a different job, maybe a better paying job would kind of sort these problems out. But then, you know, I find myself in a place like this thinking, that's so stupid. Why would I ever be worried about some stupid job, you know? Like, who needs that? It's like, it's just the most ridiculous thing in the world. But you know, the truth is it's a necessary part of life in this world. You need some money, and we're fortunate we can actually work a proper job, make some coin, you know, relatively quick and painlessly, and then have the opportunity to just come to these random places, traveling with no bigger purpose than have a look, you know, kind of satiate our curiosity and have some fun, catch some waves.
And I miss you most when the sunlight filters across these empty sheets and days in the sun with the cold on your cheeks. And everything we need, love, I can feel in my bones. On days like these and days like those, and days in the sun, nights under the streets, and I'm singing to my mother, singing to the sea. Say I've been singing to my father, singing to the trees, singing to the things that help us breathe. The days in the sun are these days are always the best with you. And so I walk to thee, the sun on the window of my car, and I say whoa to the winter on my window. And I miss you most when the sunlight filters across these empty sheets and days in the sun, and Ben Howard on repeat. But everything we need, love, I can feel in my bones. Oh, on days like these and days like those, days in the sun, nights under the streets, and I'm singing to my mother, singing to the sea. See, I've been singing to my father, singing to the trees, singing to the things that help us breathe. And days in the sun, nights under the streets, and I'm singing to my mother, singing to the sea. See, I've been singing to my father, singing to the trees, singing to the things that help us breathe. Days in the sun are these days are always the best with you.
As far as the education you get from traveling, well, for myself, it's been quite different than if I had gone to school. That would have been a whole different thing. Probably know about science and history, past world leaders and whatnot. Don't learn too much about that here. Mind you, a lot of interesting conversations with people who actually know what they're talking about, so that's all cool. But I think what's more important, with all this time to just sit and think and do whatever and see all kinds of different people living different ways, you kind of start to ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? Why am I traveling? Why am I here? What do I want my life to be about? So I think that's something definitely with traveling. You get a lot more opportunity to think about that, and you know, we have such an amazing opportunity to just break out, go where we want. You know, we can make the money easy enough, and then the world is totally open. Planes are accessible, information's all out there on the internet. You know, of all the people in the world, just a small percentage really have the opportunities that we got. So, you know, I feel like it would be a shame not to take advantage of that opportunity. We got such an amazing planet, so many amazing places, things to see and do. I think it would be a big shame to just kind of brush that opportunity aside and, you know, put your head down, get to work, you know, be in a rush all the time.
Traveling opens up all sorts of doors, you know, it opens up your eyes to the world. People are clueless to what's out there and they're so fear-based, and in reality it's just as safe as back at home, if not safer. You get to meet so many different people and see different cultures and see how simply people can live and how little you actually need to be happy. It kind of just is a great lesson on keeping life simple and making enough money to feed yourself and feed your family, and enjoying what you have right in front of you. Yeah, surfing is a lifestyle, and it's not just getting as many waves as you can. It's all about how you live your life and bringing that joy you get from the ocean, bringing it into your life and sharing it with your family and friends, and staying positive and living a happy, healthy life.
whenever you travel to a new destination or a new place, you get to experience the way other human beings are existing in this planet. And in that, I always get a chance to kind of compare and contrast how I'm living with them. And I just get so excited seeing the way people get to live, you know, with like the geographics and the foods and the culture and the rituals that the everyday rituals that they partake in. And it just enriches myself so much, you know, when I get to experience it, and not just experience it, but to actually be a part of it.
Okay, semua understand? Understand. Aksi, melakukan aksi. Understand. Finished. Very good.
I travelled kind of all through my 20s and, you know, followed my dreams, and I have been a teacher for part of that, and I always wanted to try and do something myself, just set up my own little project teaching something, and spent quite a long time in Indonesia, you know, visiting on and off. Ended up coming to the Mentawai to start running some little pilot programs in English, swimming and surfing, and they've gone really well.
My name is Artati. I love surfing. I'm from Katien. My name is Ripping. My name is Ersina. I like Coca-Cola.
I'm a very big believer in communication, because through communication you get understanding, you can sort out problems, and I believe in sharing, and I think that you can normally come to happy outcomes if you understand each other and if you're sharing knowledge on both sides, because this is different to just traveling to a place. You know, I learned really different things, and to go back to the Western thing, I learned that you know, our way of defining things and putting objectives on things, and success being marked by those markers, it's so unnecessary. A lot of things in the West are defined, and you have to kind of fit into the box and follow that definition. And places like the Mentawais or Indonesia, I think they're very free, and you can just be who you are. I think one of the saddest things in Western society, that we do so many things because we think we should, and I think it'd be good if we could take should out of English vocabulary, because then you just do what you feel, and I think most people would be happy for that. Life to me is being, you know, who you truly are, because I think I've realised otherwise, what are you doing? What else is there to do? Got an older sister, she's married, she's got 2 kids. She thinks I'm mental, living in the jungle, teaching kids in the middle of nowhere with no phone, no internet access. But she thinks it's awesome because it's what makes me happy, and she's doing what makes her happy. So I think that's the best thing you can do in your life. You know, be you and love that.
Come so far, feel so real. All this time waiting for who we are, where we're going to. All this time preparing for it. Come so far. Come so far, yeah. So let me know when we get there, if we get there. Let me know when we get there, if we get there. Come so far. Come so far, yeah. So just let me know when we get there, if we get there. Let me know when we get there, if we get there. Come so far, there's no going back. All this time we've been running from it. Where we are, where we're going to. We'll organize a sort of revolution.
Everything's real here, everything's raw, everything's extreme, and it's either awesome or it's hardcore. You know, the Mentawai gets in at you, and it's like, this is what the Mentawai is, you know, what are you made of?
What do you do for a living, Sonny?
Not live.
Tell me what you do for a living.
Today I'm a traveller.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an actress.
Oh, act like a doctor. Do now?
I like a doctor.
Good. You've done a pretty good job so far.
Oh my god. I really don't know if I should try on the boats and then if we can't. If they can't, then I'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they already tried once. I think it'll be fine, honey.
What do you think, Mark? I don't even know what needed.
Let's see, it's like 40 yeses, just a little one.
Okay. Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yeah.
I just don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah, I don't think you will.
I'm really scared. I know I can do it, but
Well, you're not going into a vein or anything.
I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown.
You want to sit down for it?
No,
A cup of tea?
I'm
You
alright.
okay?
I think we should just get on with it.
Yeah, so I reckon that's what you need. Put those together. And then just grab, suck some of that out.
Yeah.
Spit it out a bit.
Make sure there's no air.
No air. Give it a tap. Go nuts.
Are you sure this is the right thing?
Yeah.
Put it in here.
Sure as it can be.
I'm gonna put this in right. You said to put a few drops in there as well, so I have. Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Sweet.
Any that's left, I just dropped in.
Okay.
Right? Got some more, please. I injected someone. I just injected someone.
You.
Swollen up.
I just
really.
hope it's deep enough. It should be okay. Huh?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, you're the doctor.
I injected someone's head. So it's already threaded.
Kind of needs a knot, eh?
Is there instructions?
It's gonna need a knot for sure. Just do it like you're sewing clothes. Same.
How deep am I supposed to go? Hmm?
These are the big questions in life.
How does that feel?
I can't feel anything. Fuck, I love drugs.
This looks like you set up for events.
If you see a hair like this, will you just hit it with the tweezers? That's all I need you to do. If you would. Sometimes when you're travelling, you get put in situations that you don't really know how to deal with, or that are really out of your comfort zone, or that really scare you. And it's really hard to know how to deal with it or know what the right solution to the problem is. And I found that sometimes you've just got to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just jump. it was a really scary experience, you know, having someone in front of you asking you for help. And then I just looked at Marek and the situation and realised this is what travelling's all about. You've just got to jump in and you've just got to do it. But when I was doing it, it's kind of a bit of a blur. I can't really remember the whole stitching part because I think I went into autopilot. And I've never stitched up anyone's head before. I mean, I'm lucky if I stitch up a pair of socks, you know. By the time I'd finished stitching his head, there was 17 stitches in there. And then I went and made an omelette. Because it felt like the right thing to do. I thought he might be hungry. Where we were, there's no doctors, no shops, no cars, no showers, no electricity really. Just life at its purest, and things happen and you just got to get on with it, you know? You just have to man up. No place for the light-hearted, definitely.
When we came to the Mentawai Islands, it had always been a dream for me to travel to these islands and really get to experience it. And when we were flying into Padang, it almost felt like a surreal dream or something, knowing all the travelers and all the world's best surfers had flown into that airport and taking the ferry over, the mission that we had to go through in order to get here. And when we arrived, we right off the boat got bombarded with a bunch of kids that had an energy and a spirit about them that was nothing that like I had ever experienced before. The glow and the smile and the cleanliness in their eyes, it was just life-changing. And so my initial reaction was just floored, you know, by how beautiful these children were, and why not, you know, they live in paradise. So as our days continued and we got to meet them more on a personal level, we got to hear a little bit about some of their stories. And you know, we heard about Daniel and how he lost both of his parents in the tsunami that hit here a couple years ago. You know, we've been getting up at sunrise and he's up every morning checking the surf, and I couldn't fathom what it must feel like, you know, a boy his age to wake up one morning and not have both of his parents almost instantaneously. I brought 2 surfboards on this trip, and I want to give him, before I leave, one of them, just to have that connection with him and that interaction with him. So we leave tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna give him that guy. Hopefully he'll like it, and I'm really excited to come back here, revisit him, and just kind of watch him grow up and get a chance to share the stoke with him.
of the best feelings in the world for me is when you see the ocean and your whole body gets covered in goosebumps and you run fast. You feel the wave crash on your feet and tickle your toes, and it reminds you that you're alive and life is good. It comes in, it comes out. Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's smooth, just like life. Just like the ocean, life is fine, life is good. Not always perfect, but it's good.
Meet me there. Bundles of flowers will wait through the hours of cold. Winter shall howl at the walls, tearing down doors of time. Shelter as we go. And promise me this. You wait for me only, scared of the lonely arms. Surface far below these birds. And maybe, just maybe, I'll come home. Tell you stories of mine. Who am I, darling, for you? Who am I to be a burden in time? Lonely, who am I to yearn? Who am I, darling, for you? Who am I to be a burden? Who am I, darling, to you? Who am I? I come alone here. I come alone here.
The third part of the trip that really intrigues me is coming home after your exploration. The amount of information that you receive in those trips kind of propels you into rates that aren't the same as the people that didn't go on the trip. A lot of times it's kind of challenging But if you use it for the positive and bring back the energy and give it to your loved ones, sharing the experience, it's almost as if they went on the trip with you. And it's almost as if you open up a piece of the world for them that they normally wouldn't get to open up if you hadn't gone on that trip. It's the best feeling ever.